Tonight on CTV News at 11:30, reducing open drug use in Sudbury's downtown.
We believe in, harm reduction efforts and public health strategies. But again, we have to do our in-scope work.
How are police doing after week one of a new strategy? Plus, easing into change.
We've seen about 200 individuals accessing supports on any given week.
Why there was a soft launch for the new Heart Hub in the Sioux. And honoring veterans one day early.
You're seeing more and more come out to these celebrations of what we have today for those who gave their lives.
The community of East Ferris comes out to remember.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off. Police in Sudbury are providing results after week one of a 30-day initiative aimed at reducing open drug use and social disorder in the city's downtown. The Supported First strategy from Greater Sudbury Police prioritizes connecting individuals experiencing addiction with support services before officers consider enforcement. Police say the downtown faces ongoing challenges like open drug use, intoxication, loitering, panhandling, and property crimes. The initiative is meant to address the ongoing safety challenges in that area.
We're not criminalizing addictions. What we are criminalizing is open air drug use, and those are two separate things. We want to support the addicted public. We believe in, harm reduction efforts and public health strategies. But again, we have to do our in-scope work, and that's going to be protecting and elevating the sense of safety in our downtown core.
Over the first week, officers provided support in 42 occurrences and addressed 16 drug-related calls. The initiative continues for the rest of the month. Provincial police say the driver involved in a single vehicle collision over the weekend near Cochrane was impaired. OPP say around 2 a.m. Sunday, officers found a car in the ditch off Highway 11 west of Cochrane. While speaking with the driver, they determined the person had been drinking. The 27-year-old was arrested and charged. They've also received a 90-day license suspension. Police in Sault Ste. Marie are looking for a man wanted in connection to a robbery at the Canadian Tire store on McNabb Street.
2025, an unknown male was at Canadian Tire. The male was observed by store security concealing 2 items valued at $90.
Police say when security confronted the man, he pulled out a needle and threatened staff before fleeing the store. Sioux police are asking anyone with information to contact police or Crime Stoppers. There is a drinking water advisory in place for Killarney. Public Health Sudbury District says the town's water supply was interrupted due to a malfunction. Health officials say the supply has been re-established, but the municipal water is not yet safe for consumption. Boiling it may not make it safe either. The water can be used for bathing and laundry, but until the testing is complete, Public Health says the advisory will remain in place. Organizations in Sudbury came together today to discuss affordability, rising costs, and how living wage employers are leading the way. Each year, Ontario's Living Wage Network calculates a new living wage based on current costs of essentials like food, housing, transportation, and childcare. CTV's Lindsay Ehrlich reports.
The living wage in Northern Ontario rose 80 cents from $20.30 in 2024 to $21.10 in 2025. That's $3.50 more than minimum wage in the province.
You're going to be earning $122.50 less than what you need every week in order to cover your rent, cover your bills, and, enjoy some food. And that gap is largely driven by the cost of rent. And then one of the other driving factors in the north is the additional cost of transportation.
The Advocacy Centre, along with officials from Public Health, the United Way, and the Sudbury and District Labour Council, presented the numbers and what they mean for the community at City Hall on Monday.
If you don't have enough income, you're not able to pay for some of the basic necessities of life. More difficult to pay for shelter, which protects you from elements. More difficult to pay for food, which is important to nourish your body and give it the nutrients to be healthy. More difficult to pay for things like education to give you the advancement and fulfillment in life.
Charity is not going to be able to solve all of our problems around poverty in our community. So coming together and really discussing that livable wage for individuals to be able to access is that first step of sustainable change within our community.
Florence says the call to action is to make everyone aware that the Ontario Living Wage Network exists and that employers can be a part of it.
We know that when an employer is a decent work employer, when they pay a living wage, when they treat their employees well, employee morale increases. When you've got happier workers, they are more productive.
We have chosen the Public Health Sudbury districts to be a living wage employer. It was difficult to make that work in our budget. We've put that as a priority, and I encourage all employers out in the region to do that as well. If we can all choose to do this, we can all be acting collectively to raise the health of people in our community.
Public Health has been paying employees a living wage since 2019. According to the network, there are 639 certified living wage employers in the province. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
The Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities says it's welcoming the commitments it says it saw in part of Ontario's fall economic statement delivered at Queen's Park last week. Among some of the highlights, FNUM says it's encouraged by the province's commitment to balance the books by 2027-2028. The organization says it's also encouraged to hear about the pilot project to bring ride-sharing services to communities along the Northlander corridor. There's also the improvements and funds being made available to the Connecting Links program.
OPP costing is, or 11% rather, is still too high. And I think there's some work to be done there, but hey, listen, we can't expect everything overnight. And we continue to have dialogue with the province on these issues and make sure that, they hear what we have to say.
Plourde says they'll continue to advocate on northern issues, including the effects of tariffs on local economies. He adds they're optimistic about what the future holds. The province's decision to sideline school board trustees has sparked anger among a group of parents who say the move specifically impacts students with special needs. CTV's Siobhan Morris reports.
What supports even exist?
This mom of two kids with special needs explains many parents like her feel lost.
We are on island all by ourselves trying to navigate this system in a storm around us, and we don't know where we're going.
Trustees who'd been intermediaries, a conduit through which to get answers, not available at school boards where provincially appointed supervisors have taken the reins.
The supervisors in the 5 appointed boards are not responsive. They're not responding to emails or calls or parent queries.
With fear of creep to other boards, advocates are urging parents to bring their problems to the Minister of Education, dubbing him a super trustee.
Did your school board increase the size of your child's special education class in a way that makes it harder for your child to learn? Better call Paul.
Paul Calandra has turned off the streaming of board meetings and accused trustees of squandering money and time. Disability advocate David Lepofsky argues trustees have been blocked from making meaningful decisions to help students.
What the heck are they there for? So the solution isn't take them away. It's empower them to actually overcome the tyranny of the education bureaucrats.
The Ford government has sped up the process to pass Bill 33, which would make it easier for the minister to take over school boards.
I want it passed so that I can take action, not only in the boards that we're supervising, but across the province to ensure that teachers get what they need and that kids succeed.
A spokesperson for Minister Calandra emphasizes that funding for special education has been boosted by more than $1 billion since 2018 and says school boards were put under supervision to restore accountability and trust.
Calandra is still considering eliminating trustees entirely, making a decision by the end of the year.
If this cancer grows, we're all in for a great deal of trouble.
At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, let's take a look at the current conditions. We have some precipitation in our broadcast region, some freezing drizzle for Timmins and Kapuskasing, light snow for Sudbury and North Bay, and some mixed precipitation for Perry Sound. We'll have more coming up right after the break.
We will never forget your bravery, your strength, your sacrifice.
The very best and bravest of our nation, these heroic souls stood on guard for freedom.
Join the CTV News team and me as Canada comes together to remember.
Remembrance Day 2025, Tuesday morning at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on CTV.
Coming off a pretty cold weekend, we take a look at some warmer temperatures in our forecast in northeastern Ontario. Let's check out our forecast radar now. We've got a system moving in by about Wednesday. Milder temperatures, we've got some sleet, showers, and flurries in the forecast, but it will warm up a bit compared to what we've experienced for the last couple of days. Let's have a look at our 7-day numbers now. Sudbury Nickel Belt. Remembrance Day tomorrow, we've got mainly cloudy skies. Wednesday and Thursday, the chance of sleet, showers, and flurries, 4 and 3 daytime highs. Friday, sunshine at 1. Saturday, some cloud cover at 2. And Sunday, we've got rain going all the way up to 5 degrees. Normally, you should be sitting at around 3 at this time of the year. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, Remembrance Day for tomorrow. Chance of flurries, the odd sunny break. Rain or snow Wednesday at 5. 5 degrees on Thursday, the chance of sleet at 40%. Friday, sunshine and 4. 6 degrees Saturday with the cloud cover. 6 with the rain come Sunday again. And your normal for the Sault and Algoma hovering at around 5 degrees. Meanwhile, Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, Remembrance Day for tomorrow, -2, and the chance of flurries. Chance of flurries as well Wednesday and Thursday at 40%, 2 and 1 your daytime highs. Chance of flurries on Friday, the odd sunny break at 0. Saturday, cloud cover +1, rain or snow mix on Sunday at 3. Normally, it's dropped down to only 1 degree for the normal at this time of the year in Timmins, Cochrane, and Kapuskasing. How about Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake? Remembrance Day tomorrow, chance of flurries at +1. Chance of flurries Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 40% Wednesday and Thursday, 30% for Friday. Your temperatures 2, +1, -1. Only +1 on Saturday with the cloud cover. Sunday, rain or snow mix going all the way up to 4 degrees, and your normal sitting at around 2 for this time of the year. North Bay and West Nipissing. Remembrance Day tomorrow, chance of flurries, the odd sunny break at +1. Rain or snow mix on Wednesday at 3. 2 degrees on Thursday, the chance of sleet, showers or flurries. Chance of flurries on Friday at +1. +1 Saturday, cloud cover. Rain or snow mix comes Sunday at 5, then cooling off to only 1 in just about a week's time. Your normal sitting about 3. So Angela, lots of variation in terms of your weather, temperatures, and conditions. I'll send things back to you.
Thanks, Rick. I guess it's that time of the year. Dozens of students and members of the public joined veterans and dignitaries braving the cold winds at the East Ferris Cenotaph for a Remembrance Day ceremony ahead of November 11th. CTV's Eric Tashner reports.
The sound of the drum drowns out the wind. The wreaths laid, heads bowed, appreciation expressed in silence. East Ferris's Remembrance Day ceremony showed a sign of courtesy and gratefulness.
You're seeing more and more come out to these celebrations of what we have today for those who gave their lives.
In Flanders Fields. Students from École St. Thomas d'Aquin were in attendance and participated in the ceremony. Leading up to Remembrance Day, students are studying about both world wars and the sacrifices made.
We read a few articles. We're reading about the trenches. I have a friend whose mom is one of the captains, and I really wanted to join the army, so I decided to start with this.
Clark's and other veterans' heart fill with joy, seeing more people every year come out to the cenotaph.
That means the world to them, because then they know that they're being backed by their fellow Canadians.
East Ferris Mayor Rick Champagne is paying tribute to his father-in-law, who was part of the Normandy landings.
He was a master mechanic, and he was there in the front lines. And to remember everybody also at the same time. Remember all the people from our municipality that have been involved.
East Ferris always holds its Remembrance Day ceremony a day or two before November 11th, so Legion members, veterans, and dignitaries can attend other ceremonies that day. The municipality doesn't want to conflict with their schedules.
Our Senative is second to none, and we've done a lot of work here, and the volunteers have done a lot of work here through Veterans Affairs and the Knights of Columbus and all the volunteers. As all of Canada looks toward a somber day of reflection tomorrow, the students put it best.
The least we can do is, remember them for at least one day of the year.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, East Ferris.
Communities across the country are preparing for Remembrance Day ceremonies tomorrow. In the Lock City, the 49th Sault Ste. Marie Field Regiment will be conducting a gun salute using its C3 howitzers. Between 10:30 and 11 a.m. before the moment of silence, the regiment will be firing blank rounds as part of Remembrance Day ceremonies in Sault Ste. Marie and Richards Landing. As part of Veterans Week, there was a large funding announcement today from Nipissing MPP Vic Fideli. $55,000 will go to Canadore College to support members of the Canadian Armed Forces. They could turn their military training into high-skills job training. The service members can get college credits for high-demand career paths based on the skills they learned during their military service. The Ontario Council on Articulation and Transfer launched a prior learning assessment and recognition project at 6 post-secondary institutions, including Canadore. A special remembrance service was held in Whitefish Point, Michigan today, marking the 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald in Lake Superior. The event was held by the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum and included family members of the 29 men who perished when the vessel went down on November 10th, 1975. The freighter was heading from Wisconsin to Detroit carrying iron ore when it was damaged by a storm. A researcher who spoke at the service says only those on board truly know what happened, but the brutal storm played a big role.
It was the worst storm in a century with 100-mile-per-hour winds and waves up to 30, 40, 50, even 60 feet high that night. We now figured that out with computer models we did not have access to 20 or 30 years ago. That is a very big reason, of course, why the ship went down naturally.
The Edmund Fitzgerald remains the largest ship to ever sink in Lake Superior. Under Canadian law, the wreck is protected as a grave site, banning unauthorized dives there. Sault Ste. Marie's Heart Hub opened its doors last month in what officials call a soft launch, meant to ease staff and visitors into the new changes. Local officials had to wait nearly 9 months to receive the funding letter from the province for the Homelessness and Addiction Recovery Treatment Hub. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
An October 1st opening for the Sault's Heart Hub came in silence as officials looked to help staff adjust to a new service model. The Canadian Mental Health Association only received funding for the Heart Hub on September 15th, almost 9 months since the province announced the Sault would be among the cities receiving the homelessness and addiction support. Though the hub has only recently opened, it's had its successes, say officials.
We've seen about 200 individuals accessing supports on any given week. And just since October 1st, over 1,000 service interactions.
The services offered at the Heart Hub are very similar to what was available months ago, but now staff aren't being pulled from their regular duties at other local social agencies.
When we can shift from in-kind supports that we've scrabbled together in good faith together into funded positions and investments, it's going to allow us to take the existing services and enhance them and expand them.
The Community Resource Center that houses the Heart Hub also currently houses the city's men's shelter. That shelter is set to move eventually, and the added space will be used to expand the number of transitional supportive housing units on site that now sits at 22.
we could get to an additional 8, so a total of 30. As I understand it, that was our original thinking. And then across the community, we're looking to add additional units as well. So I think the number that we are planning for is about 60 that we're able to make happen within the investment with the Heart Hub.
The CMHA still has plans to eventually offer services like detox and psychotherapy here at the Heart Hub. Kay says they are currently training and recruiting staff in order to expand their scope of work. She expects some of that training will be complete in the next few weeks. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
And still ahead tonight on CTV News. A record number of floats will be parading through Timmins this weekend. More on that after the break. Santa Claus is checking up on Timmins this weekend. He'll be the guest of honor at the annual Timmins Santa Claus Parade in the downtown. It's one of the city's largest free community events, attracting thousands of people. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Timmins High and Vocational School is a loyal participant in the annual Santa Claus Parade, and this year is no different. Students began work on their float a month ago.
So right now we're making the THVS signs, and I'm just positioning it on the float here.
This year's theme is lights, music, and magic.
We're doing a giant elf on the shelf puppet. So you can see it's not quite done, but it's going to be sitting on a fireplace, and it's going to be animated.
Downtown Timmins says this is the 36th parade, and a record-breaking number of floats will cruise their way through the heart of the city this Saturday, starting at 6 p.m.
They're going to have marching troops, dancing troops, music troops. This year we have 67 registered floats, which is another record. Last year we had 66, so we've grown yet again. It's going to be a little over a mile and a half, probably about 2.5 hours from start to finish.
Robin, who is the parade marshal this year, says he has a number of favorite locations to watch the parade go by, but he says the hot spot is in front of the CIBC Bank.
It's quite popular. It's early in the parade, and everybody goes by there nice and slow because they got to make that corner. But I see good popular spots in front of the transit, and down near the end, it's a little bit more spread out, and you have that corner in front of Osaka's. That's really good for a big crowd of people.
The Santa Claus Parade is one of the biggest free community events in Timmins and is well loved, with anywhere from 9,000 to 10,000 spectators who come to see the 1,000 people who are in it. About a dozen prizes are awarded to groups that go above and beyond with decorating their floats.
I don't think we're really in it for the prize. Most floats do get a prize, so it doesn't matter to us. It's just the build and demonstrating to the community what we can do in our shop class.
Santa's visit to Timmins this Saturday is also a chance to mail out letters to Santa, donate socks, or provide food donations for the South Porcupine Food Bank. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
And as Lydia mentioned, the Timmins Santa Claus Parade is this Saturday at 6 p.m. North Bay's parade is planned for this Sunday at noon. Sudbury and the Soo both have their parades on November 22nd. Sault Ste. Marie's parade starts at 5 p.m., while the Sudbury parade starts at 5:30. The holidays can be a difficult time for members of the 2S LGBTQIA plus community. As a result, PFLAG in Sault Ste. Marie is organizing its 3rd annual Home for the Holidays event. The dinner, which began in the Soo, is now celebrated in several cities across the country. Funds raised from the event will go to activities organized by PFLAG, including peer-to-peer support for those in Algoma. It includes a turkey dinner, dessert, music, dancing, and entertainment.
It's warm, it's welcoming, it's good vibes, and it's just a great time for those people to come together. So really, if you're just looking to have a great time and a great dinner with people who are welcoming, supportive, and just in a good spirit, then this is definitely the night for you.
Tickets are available now. For more information, you can go to PFLAG's social media. And that takes us to the end of our newscast this Monday night. For the latest news anytime, head to our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Good night.